okay? And in some instances where a person is not delinquent, it's feasible, depending on how much equity there is in the property. But I tell people, as a rule of thumb, when they say that you're pre-approved, you want to make sure that you have at least a 2% drop in your interest rate, because if you don't do that, in the long run, if you leave the closing room, once you look at how much money you have spent to get that refinance done, okay, let's say that you owe $300,000, you can't borrow just $300,000. You have to also take out money above and beyond, maybe about $325, some in that area, to finance the refi. So your monthly mortgage is going to increase. And if you don't get that drop in interest rate, things just don't balance out, okay? You got to shop. There's a lot of information out there on refinancing. Get on the computer, do a Google search, educate yourself, because there's a lot of people out there that will put people in some horrible situations.
Yes, let me just say this, Mr. Washington. He has a seminar coming up. You have a seminar coming up as well.
Yes, ma'am.
And also there's a hotline, a nationwide hotline number, 888-820-2016. Let me say that again, 888-820-2016.
That's correct.
And we'll repeat it throughout the show, so please have your pencils ready. It's really important.
And that seminar is for people who are interested in buying.
Okay.
We want to educate them. Let's face it, it is a buyer's market out here now, but you still need information. The Bible said that people perish because of the lack of knowledge.
Yes.
Get that information so you can apply it wisely, okay? There's a lot of information that needs to be gleaned. We're going to have a lender. We're going to have a lender there, a banker there. We're going to have attorneys, some other professionals, maybe appraisers, that can really give the people the type of information they need so they can make wise decisions.
Okay.
On our show many times, we have a philosophy that knowledge is power, but it has no value unless you use it.
Unless you use it.
And so we're here to develop as much knowledge as we can so we can use it. We can become armed with all the things we need when we have to go into battle in these kind of situations, especially. Now, as you look at this crisis and you see it, we know that we always go through peaks and valleys. And some people, they hit a peak, they might be able to be there for a while, but some people hit a valley, can't get back up. In this foreclosure situation, as an expert foreclosure specialist, do you have any idea that that we're going to face such a crisis in this type of, as far as foreclosures are concerned? I mean, how do you see it waning? Do you see it continuing? Do you see it peaking? Where do you see it?
Well, first of all, I saw it coming.
Okay.
Because of these crazy prices, that these real estate prices were just through the roof. I mean, you know, figuratively, you could finance a dog.
Yeah.
Long as it's figuratively. I mean, we know if you got a Doberman pinch, I'm just joking. But I'm just telling you how easy it was to get this financing done. And it was done with a lot of unethical people. There were a lot of illegalities that I've discovered in some of these loans. And it got crazy, okay? Now, where do I see us at right now? As a country, we're in big trouble, and that's real. But that does not mean that you just throwing the baby in the bathwater, too. I've been able to get some things done for some of my clients that has made life more comfortable. I've gotten adjustments made in their mortgages where they could deal with the crisis. But I don't see us as a country pulling out of this downward trend until maybe around about 2009, somewhere in that area. Housing values may continue to decline, maybe plateau off around about that time. And then we have all these other factors. I mean, we got companies closing down. We got crazy gas prices. We got a war that's wiped out. At least they tell us about 4,000 soldiers.
800,000 people a day are going into foreclosure. 800,000.
It is a nationwide crisis, and it's more than what the politicians can handle. I mean, I've heard with these campaigns going on what they're going to do, but this is not a government project. It's not enough money out there.
Okay.
Somebody's got to get paid from where?
Let's just say now, for argument's sake, Barack Obama gets the keys from George Bush to get into the White House, and the economy is in the condition it's in. It's probably going to be worse by the time, let's say, if he is elected. But I'm just going to say, even if it's John McCain, if it's John McCain or if it's Barack Obama or if it's Hillary Clinton, I'm just going to give an example. George Bush gives one of them the keys to the White House. They take over. What does a president have to do to minimize this mortgage situation?
That's a very difficult question for me to answer.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
because it's so out of hand.
Yes.
Now, what I think should be done is that there should be legislation. There were people that were responsible that put people in some of these situations. They should pay the price. They should pay the price. There are lending institutions that allow these things to transpire. They should pay the price. I don't care if it goes to the point where, you know something, take that mortgage off the book. You understand what I'm talking about? Look, we spend a lot of money in this country, aid to this country, aid to that country. Billions and billions of dollars are wasted on a lot of different programs. They're going to have to develop some type of a program to, yes, bring assistance. What it is, I don't know.
Well, they suggested a program, okay, that will help the financiers and the developers. And they have extended it to help the homeowners go through counseling.
Counseling, that's all?
That's it.
Well, first of all, when I heard about this plan just to help the developers, I mean, that was a smack in the face.
Yes.
They weren't even thinking about homeowners. Take me through counseling? Well, they're being counseled right now. Mm-hmm. Okay? So what? Mm-hmm. A lot of people are still in foreclosure. They need more than counseling. Okay? They need somebody that knows how to get in there and to get some things done. Now, even with some of the lending institutions, now, based on experience I've had people that were in default for months.
Yes.
And the way they were treated, they weren't treated like first-class citizens. They were not talked to in an encouraging manner. As a matter of fact, it was as if they were prisoners. You know what I mean? They had committed a crime. That's why I say these institutions have to be held accountable to make sure that they do what they're supposed to do. Why is it that when I come along with credentials and the wherewithal and the knowledge to put people under investigation, that they work with me on behalf of my clientele? Mm-hmm. Okay? The government has to monitor these situations, mm-hmm. force these lending institutions to do what they're supposed to do.
And
go ahead.
Yes, I'm sorry. But in addition to that, what happened, you know what happens. People sit back and they think, oh, that's not me. That's not my home going into foreclosure. But what's not understood is for every house that goes into foreclosure in your area costs you $5,000 in tax.
And also the value of your property. You know, if we're going to do all these short sales as a result of this foreclosure climate getting hotter and hotter, the value of your property declines. Right now, I mean, let's face it, people's properties a year ago, the value of properties have declined significantly.
Yes.
So it affects us all.
Yes.
Now, we know that, of course, there are 5 boroughs here in New York City that make up New York City. Mm-hmm. And, of course, the foreclosure crisis is in each borough, period. Mm-hmm. There's no way to get around it. But out of the 5 boroughs, what areas are the hardest hit as far as this